Previously on Pokémon. We braved Mount Moon. Finally escaped Mount Moon. Arrived in Cerulean City. And fought Blue. And somehow won. And now, in today's episode, we are going to take on Misty. So, we're gonna do that, and after that, I'm gonna do a little bit of team building, because I haven't really been doing that. So, what I'm gonna want is I'm gonna want a Fearow, so that means I'm gonna have to go back through Mount Moon, and go all the way back there, and I'm just gonna skip to when I catch that Fearow, so when I do that, and I'm also gonna want a Nidoking or Queen. Because I've been doing a little bit of research. I believe Fearows have better base stats than Pidgeys. Or they have better base stats than Pidgeotos. And honestly, I don't feel like waiting for a Doduo or a Trio. And bruh, I walked in here. I hadn't even healed my mans. But no, genuinely, I'm gonna want to have, like... And that'll be good flying type coverage. The Nidoking or Queen will be able to handle poison coverage. So yeah, no, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heal up before, but... Yeah, no, so when I get to the point where I'm catching Pokemon, catching a team, rather, I'm going to essentially skip to when I catch the Mon. Also, one thing that I was meaning to get that I completely forgot about, or rather, I didn't forget about it, it's just, I couldn't find it. And I was having a hard time, and I just completely cut it out of the previous episode due to it taking a considerable amount of time, is the rare candy right there. So yes, that is another rare candy in the book, and because I have to go back through Mount Moon, I'm gonna show you the item I missed, because I know I missed a single item in my trek through Mount Moon. So yeah, no, we're gonna fight this, gym trainer, which, I wonder what the whole process of becoming a gym trainer is. Do you just kind of sit around in the gym for so long that the leaders eventually was like, fuck it, I guess you can be a gym trainer. You just gotta build your team around it. Are they like the groupies of the Pokemon world? Where you got the leader and then you just got a bunch of gym trainers that just sort of hoard around them? I don't know. What I do know is we are going to take on Misty. With our team of one Pokemon. So, it's okay, she's only got 2, and I'm pretty sure I can solo this. So, we're not even gonna, like, attempt using water with the water attacks. Ooh, you hate to see it. Ooh, you hate to see it. You hate to see that, too. If I had a different Pokemon right now, I would be switching it out and using that different Mon. Because switching out your Mons does actually change out. It does... I'm getting poor RNG with this. It does genuinely recover confusion. There we go, finally! The other part of the plan is eventually getting an Eevee, and then using a Thunderstone on that Eevee to get a Jolteon. Because I like Jolteon. No, not Water Pulse again. Oh, hell yeah, it's not confused. Okay, this Starmie's is... Unless Swift takes it out. Nope, the Starmie's is good as dead. Okay, we got Water Pulse. One thing that I find really interesting with the different versions of Pokemon out there, the different interpretations of the Pokemon stories, that's what I find interesting, really, is the different interpretations that exist. The different official interpretations, mind you, that are out there for each story, and what Pokemon is. Because you obviously have the Pokemon anime, which is doing its own thing. It has its own interpretation of this world that is... Honestly, I've been rewatching the first season, because the first season's pretty damn good. And, yeah, no, I really like what it... I'm enjoying it. I like its interpretation. It's more... It's much... more action-oriented and more... Well, I mean, I guess it's an anime. I guess it has to be. But, like, you know, they're doing stuff that... They're being a lot more creative with some of the abilities, like String Shot and String Shot. You know, that's the first one I can really think of off the tip of my dome. But then, obviously, you have the Pokemon Adventures interpretation of it. And considering I'm about to go back and deal with this... Actually, no, I'm gonna stock up on Pokeballs first. But I really like the Pokemon Adventures interpretation of the world of Pokemon. I find it very interesting how that world specifically... How Adventures differs from... how it differs from the games, but also is true to the games as well. In the first arc, and how they've tried to adapt every single game that's had a fucking... How they've... no, I don't want to sell those. How they've tried to adapt every game that's come in Pokemon as a whole. Which includes the remakes. They contextually have the remake. I haven't read all of it, of course. But at some point, I will read through the entirety of Pokemon Adventures. I just find that one very interesting. Anywho, my signal for myself in editing is, I'm just gonna clap right now. That's gonna signify, hey, me, you're putting on the fast forward, and you're just gonna be essentially doing shit until you get what you want. So, yeah, I made a miscalculation. It appears that there is no way back to fucking... Oh, it's a Mankey. No way back to where I need to go to get a Fearow. So, I guess I won't be getting a Fearow. But I will be getting a Nidoran. So, yeah. That's honestly on me for not really thinking about how I wanted to compose my team. But also that's on the fucking designers of Gen 1 for making it so that you can't easily go through each and every area. That's what I hate about Kanto, is that, I don't know, it seems like they lock off areas until, like, you can't backtrack or anything. Which is kind of lame. Anywho. Yeah, I think we got the 5 trainer gauntlet. I think I'll talk through this. Yeah, no, I really, as I was saying earlier, I really like the interpretation that the Pokemon Adventures mangas have. And in the fact that they actually go out of their way to, not only, one thing I think is cool is that they try to have every protagonist, like, contextually named after one of the games. So, you got red, blue, yellow, green. You know. And then for... And then in the, like, it's giving these faceless pro-tags a little bit of personality. Which I think it's neat. I always loved seeing when I always love seeing a work that's adapting something that I already like, because it'll give the main, especially if it gives the main character a little bit more of a personality. I think it's very cool when a piece of media will do that. Will take a faceless character and give them a face, as part of the adaptation. But other than that, I think it's really cool that, again, they recontextualize so much of the story. Like in Adventures, from what I've seen, Lieutenant Surge is a part of Team Rocket, and that's why he's got the SSN, and he's like one of the bad guys. And the gym badges the gem badges are important because they're supposed to power this super weapon that's supposed to, like, create this fucking like this Pokemon monster that they're making with the DNA of, like, 3 different, with the DNA of, like, the legendary birds, and then also an Eevee that they experimented on. I just think taking things and recontextualizing them is very neat. So I guess for the QOTD, or the question of the day, if I'm showing it this early in the episode, what is your favorite piece of media based off of a game? Or, yeah, I guess based off a game. What is your favorite adaptation of a piece of media based on a game? Yes, you can say the Yakuza screenplays that exist in Japan, because those are entertaining as shit. And honestly, I wouldn't blame you if you said those were your favorite recontextualizations, because those are comedy gold. Still going on the topic of creature collectors. So, yeah, I've played a whole hell of a lot of FireRed in my day. Mainly because it was one of the... my first playthrough happened years ago, way back. When you could still get a phone where you could take off the back of the battery, right? Those are like the last few years of you having to worry about your phone, like, fucking breaking apart like a defective Lego set. It was definitely part of the last few years of that ish, but it was still around that time, right? Or it was around the end of that time, and I remember I was getting really into emulation and really into playing older games, shit on like, not the NES titles. I've never really liked the NES titles outside of like Mega Man. That's because Mega Man's fucking based, but I don't know, shit like Super Metroid and all that. I was getting into playing all of those games, right? And I was thinking, yo, it would be mighty cool if I were to play Pokemon on the go, because I don't have my 3DS all the time, so I can't always play like one of the other Pokemon games. I need to stop hitting that help key. So I got Pokemon on my phone the only way I knew how. And yeah, it was a hell of a lot of fun. It was a hell of a lot of fun. At the time, and for me, FireRed's kind of boring now, because I've been there, done that. Technically haven't beaten this game, but I know enough about it. Or I don't really gotta worry. Ah, a nugget. I'll make an offer you can't refuse. It's Team Rocket. I'll make this motherfucker blast off again. But yeah, no. Speaking of mobile phone Pokemon, I remember, this was back when I had an iPod. An iPod Touch 5th Gen, with a little lanyard that you could click in and out. Mine was blue. It was great. It was amazing. It's how I played games like the Blockheads, fucking Temple Run, goddamn, Temple Run. This one fucking Minecraft clone that existed that had like monsters instead of that. That game was fun as fuck. I think it was like, it wasn't Cube World. I think it was like Create World or some shit. But like, it had like, it didn't just have like a bunch of cubes and shit. It also had slopes. So like one of the fun things we did on that was we used to make like roller coasters and shit on there using the ice blocks, and you fucking blow yourself around with the ice blocks. Dude, there were a lot of impressive worlds on that bitch. That was a strictly like creative mode thing. And that shit was fun as fuck. Oh, hell yeah, it was fun as fuck. And yeah, just checking my levels right here. We're still going good. We're still going strong. Nah, but that shit was downright amazing at the time. Saying downright amazing and like Minecraft clone in the same sentence. No, it was genuinely. It was really fucking good, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, what we do is we build like. It works if I press the right button. Yep, there's a TM for attract, and somewhere around here is the TM for, somewhere around here is a berry. So I'm just gonna skip till I find that. Alright, and we are back. As it turns out, I was looking at the wrong place. So it should be, yup, there's the Pekka Berry. And I believe in Route 25, in this area. Checking right now to see if I can get my chosen mons. No, I can't get the mons I want in Route 25. I can't! I just can't. So we're just not even going to bother trying to get Mons. And in fact, I think I'll hold the thought that I had, and I will essentially just skip till I find something interesting. You dig? You dig? And by find something interesting, I mean, right here, there's an elixir. Just in case. Just in case you were wondering about that. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think I'm going to try and skip a lot. Well, I was going to say, I think I'm going to try and skip a lot of these trainers. But, hey, I'll be back after this trainer's done. Alright, we are back, and I beat the shit out of that trainer. Yeah, so somewhere around like here, around these parts. Somewhere around these parts. Yeah, no, we can. His look pattern's like randomized. We're gonna get forced into a battle with this guy. Alright! It's been felled! Yeah, it's somewhere around these parts. There's a little bit of a. There's a good. Oh, I know where it is. I'm gonna skip. Dude's name is Knob! What the heck? We're gonna. Oh, wait, no. Huh, there we go. We're not locked into another battle. And right here, Oranberry. Catch you guys when this battle's over. Youngster Chad has been defeated. Well, damn. We are back. I swear, they put as many battles in this John as possible. Also, I was gonna say, where's the Gen 3 water reflective effect? There it is. Hiya, I'm a Pokemon. No, I'm not. Call me Bill. I'm a true blue Pokemaniac. Hey, what's with that skeptical look? I'm not joshing you, pal. In the Adventures manga, in the Pokemon Adventures manga, Bill actually gets fused with a Rattata. A Rattata. And so, he gets fused with a Rattata, and that's how Red and Bill become homies, is because Red has to save Bill out of there. Also, damn, bro, you live like this? We got the SSN ticket, which is amazing. I know there are so many kids that missed the ticket when they were trying to play this game. There were so many kids out there that probably accidentally skipped getting the ticket, and then we're just left wondering, oh, what the hell? So many kids out there that were wondering, oh, what? You know, if I wouldn't get rudely interrupted, our little guy's getting so close to evolving into a Blastoise already, which only means the grinding later on is going to be a bit and a half. But no, yeah, no, I know for a fact that there are so many little kids that like, maybe on their first playthrough of FireRed, skipped that small area. And ended up, like, not knowing what to do. I'm gonna heal up before I brave area. But yeah, no, you're supposed to get the SS Antig and then Chungo, your wayward son. Because that's how you get to the SS An. And do those battles. But yeah. So basically, right? I was going over, yeah, Pokemon clones. I was talking about this one Minecraft clone, but that's technically off topic for what I was talking about. I'm an innocent bystander, don't you believe me? Yeah, no, so we're talking Pokemon clones. And, well, one of the big clones, I forget what the app is called, but it was this weird, it was like one of the first ones. It wasn't like the one that's getting a third game, right? Was it Nexon? Or Nexo? Creatures? And it's, I don't think it was even made by the group, but I remember there's being this, like, fucking Firefox creature or some shit. Maybe it was a grass fox. I don't remember, but it's something I try and, like, remember bits and pieces of every now and then, because it's like, man, that was a thing that existed, and I played it. And, like, yeah, it had a lot of mobile game elements they had to contend with and deal with, because naturally a mobile game's gonna have those problems, right? But like, I don't know. If we're talking more modern Pokemon clones I've played that are like app games or more modern Pokemon clones at all, the only other one I remember playing outside of Pal World is like Pocket Mortys. Which Pocket Mortys was pretty cool. It was pretty good, at least in my opinion. Which we can go all the way around. We can go around the world. And this will take us to Route 5. Which I believe Route 5 does have items for us. Let me check that. Alright, we're back. There are no items specifically on Route 5. The road's closed. So yeah, it's gonna be impossible for us to go that way. I'm such a dingleberry dumbass sometimes. I completely missed the underground tunnel right here. It is what it is. Sometimes you have dumb moments. But yeah, no. Pocket Mortys was one I remember. I remember a lot about Pocket Mortys. Because, I mean, that game was alright. I believe there is 2 items. Like, there's like one hidden up here. There's 2 items somewhere around here. Alright, there's our first item. It's a rare candy, and our second is a citrus berry. Which, in Pokemon, the trainers like fucking spamming on their Pokemon. But it is what it is, motherfucker. It is what it is. But, yeah, no. Speaking of Pokemon clones and ways of playing Pokemon, one of the ways I remember playing Pokemon a lot was through Roblox of all sources. Say what you want about Roblox. At the time, it was a very good substitute for a lot of games. And by a lot of games, I mean just a few. You could feasibly play Pokemon on there, because there was multiple Roblox games that was trying to be Kanto, or trying to be one of the regions. Specifically Kanto, was always trying to be Kanto that they were trying to do. And there were a few that were like really competently made, where it's like, oh wow, it's got a whole battle system, a whole Pokemon system. My personal favorite was the fan-made region in-game Brick Bronze, which I bought beta access to. This was back when this is back when they first, like, unveiled buying access to Roblox games. I bought beta access into Brick Bronze, played the shit out of Brick Bronze when it existed, and then Nintendo killed it. Nintendo killed Brick Bronze, and well, that money just kind of went to waste, because, well, to put it simply, Brick Bronze don't exist no more, and, I don't know what the Brick Bronze team that was working on is doing now, but I don't know, I hope they're doing well. I hope they're doing well, because, Pokemon Brick Bronze was good. I'm gonna be real, it was genuinely on par with, like, the Kalos games. Maybe. Not in difficulty, but in, like, quality. Because Kalos games are easy shit. Apparently. I only say apparently because it's been years since I've played any of the Kalos games. And I say Kalos games like there's more than just... Well, I guess there is more than... There's more than just the one X and Y now. But I've gone on record saying I haven't played ZA. But, yeah, no, it's been decades since I've played, like, any of X or Y. And so, like, I don't remember how hard it was. But like, looking at having friends send me, like, the team matchups and the leaders and all that. Yeah, it was easy as shit. I can pretty confidently say that without even having to replay. Which, I mean, that one's gonna be a fun one to come back to. In all honesty, that one is going to be a really fun one to come back to. Because it is one of my favorite games in the series. Not my favorite, it's at least number 4. It's at least number 4 on the ones I've played so far. The top 5 being, we got, if I were to make a list, right? Number 1 would be Black and White. Then below that would be Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Because I like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald a lot. Then below that would be Platinum. Then below that, then number 4 would be Kalos. It would be X and Y. I don't know why I use Bite, but it just kind of worked. And that's out of the list of the ones that I've played so far. That list could very well change. Black and White's probably not changing, but like the rest of that list could very well, like, it could be as... I had to lock in there for a sec. But yeah, no, it could very well end up being a situation where it's like, where I like Oras way better than, like, I end up liking Oras way better than Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, or I end up replaying Gen 4, and I end up liking Gen 4 way more than I like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, for example. Could be situations like that. Or I could play Scarlet and Violet And I could very well genuinely say, man, I like this better than fucking... I like this better than Kalos. Which is a sentence that makes my bile. It's got no reason to give me stomach issues. I'm gonna be real with you. I haven't played them. They look fine. They look alright. I don't know. I like the girl that has the fucking. I like the girl that has like the real puffy hoodie or whatever the fuck. It's got the glasses. That one, she's alright in my book. It's got that. But she's not version exclusive. I don't think. That would be awful. That would be terrible. If I got the wrong version of the game. I got the wrong version! Anyways, I'm gonna check the Pokemart. Super Potion, Awakening, Ice Heal, Repel. Alright. Yep, and that's just the SSN down there. Which, speaking of which, I completely forgot to get a screenshot for the episode. I think I'll get one right here. There we go. I have to take screenshots in the game engine itself to... Whose gym is this? Lieutenant Surge. Wait, did it say? The Lightning American! No, that's amazing. That is fucking... That is... One, that implies America exists. Or at one point existed in Pokemon, in the Pokemon world. Enough for somebody to get the title The Lightning American. No, that's amazing. I forgot his title was The Lightning American. Well, next time on next episode of Pokemon, we will be boarding the SSN and then taking on the Lightning American Lieutenant Surge. See you all.